crunches? Well, I've got some great news for you. There are plenty of moves you can do to sculpt your abs and wiggle your waist without a traditional crunch required. Give one of these awesome ab moves a try. Here's a fun twist on a forearm plank. Come forward onto your forearms, hollow out your lower abdominals, press back through your toes so that you really engage your legs, and then lift from the core muscles to come into your forearm plank. You can keep your hands flat or you can make little fists with the palms. Now scoop out those lower abs, and then we're gonna flip the legs to one side, working the obliques and core, and then flip to the other side. You really get those deep transverse abdominals and the obliques. Go from side to side. And you'll work up to 10 to 15 reps. Here's a great move for the abs and the obliques. Grab a medicine ball, 5 to 8 pounds, sit up nice and tall, scooping your lower abs, and then hinge your upper body back. Draw your shoulders down away from your ears. Cross one ankle over the other and float your legs up from the lower abs. Try and keep steady in this position as you twist side to side from the torso, bringing the medicine ball right and left. Try 3 sets of 15 reps, 3 to 4 times a week. Here's a great move for your abdominals and also for your focus. Lie down on your back. I want you to bend your knees, place your feet flat on the mat, extend your left leg straight up to the ceiling, and reach your right arm up to the sky. Press your left arm into the floor. Keep your hips from moving. Keep everything still. Only open your left leg and right arm, and then use those abdominals, squeeze to lift the leg and arm back to center. Inhale to open, exhale to squeeze. And perform 10 to 12 reps on each side. This move really targets those abdominals. Let's lie down on our back. Take our hands behind our head, elbows wide, knees bent to tabletop. We're gonna inhale, lift up, and hold here 3 to 5 seconds. Now extend your legs out to a V, hold again. Bring your knees back in and hold. Stretch your legs out and hold. Knees in. Try for 10 to 15 reps, 2 sets. Here's one of my favorite Pilates abdominal moves. Start lying down on your back. Bend your knees up to a tabletop position. Hollow out those lower abs. Inhale the arms back overhead. And as you exhale, come up to your teaser sit in a V. Stretch your fingers towards your toes. Hollow out the lower abs, and then slowly, slowly, slowly start to scroll down through your spine. Come back to starting position. And exhale back up to your teaser. Great job. Try for 15 reps of those. Here's a killer ab move that will also torch calories and tone your glutes. Come on to all fours. Tuck your toes under, scooping your abdominals. Really use your abs so much that your knees float off the floor from your core. Now hold this position without moving your back. Tuck your right knee in and then kick it straight back. In and back. Go for 8 reps on each side. Adding a weight can really challenge the abs. Here's an awesome exercise, especially for those lower abs. Grab a weight anywhere from 3 to 10 pounds. Lie back so that you can take your hands underneath your lower back for a little extra support. Grab the weight between your feet and lift it up. And then scoop the knees in, hollowing out those lower abs, and then shoot the legs out. So you're gonna scoop in and out. Scoop in and out. Try for 15 to 30 reps, 3 to 4 times a week. Here's a killer move for your abs and obliques. Grab a weight anywhere from 3 to 10 pounds, lie down on your back, bend your knees, lift them up to tabletop, stretch your arms straight up to the ceiling. You're gonna crunch your head and neck up, straighten out one leg as you twist towards the bent knee. Come back to center, don't drop your head, knees to tabletop, arms up, and then switch. Go for 8 reps of those, 3 times a week. Here's a challenging move for the abdominals. Sit on a stability ball, walk yourself forward until your shoulders are at the edge of the ball and place your hand behind you for extra support. Feet are hip width apart. Take one hand behind the head, lift the opposite knee up. Now crunch like an oblique twist and then lay back as you stretch your leg out. Squeeze, lift, and reach. You're gonna go for 15 reps on that side and then switch to the other side. Scale is an extremely challenging pose for the abdominals, so I want to give you a few options that you can work on while you conquer this pose. First of all, if you have a lotus practice, it's really nice to fold the legs first into lotus because it makes it a tighter package and a little bit easier to lift up. Your hands are by your hips, you hollow out your lower abdominals, and you use your pelvic floor muscles to float your seat up off the mat. Hold here for 3 counts, and then lower back down. Try 3 reps of that. Now, if you don't have that lotus position, you can always just stay in that comfortable cross-legged seat and try the pose. And you can also just work on one half at a time, hands by hips. First, just lift the hips and buttocks, hollowing out the lower abs here. Lower down, and then just lift the legs and lower down. And eventually you can lift both halves at the same time. A great core sculpting move, boat. Sit up nice and tall. Hinge back from the upper body, hollow out the lower abs, and float your legs up so they're parallel to the floor. Stretch your arms out, keep your shoulders down and back, keep drawing the abdominals in and up and try and lengthen out of your spine. If you feel comfortable here, you can straighten out the legs. Engage the pelvic floor muscles, inner thighs. Sit nice and tall, hold here 5 to 15 breaths. Relax for a moment and repeat up to 5 times. Here's a fantastic abdominal move, especially for those obliques. Lie down on your back, bend your knees, place your feet flat, and shift your hips over to the right, and then extend both legs straight in that direction. Take your left leg, cross it over your right leg, hands behind the head, and crunch straight up to the ceiling. Really get those shoulders up off the mat, scoop out those abs. You're gonna go for 50 reps on that side, lower down, and then reset and do 50 more reps on the other side. Here's a great move to tone the entire core region and really firm up those lower abdominals. I want you to sit up nice and tall, feet flat on the mat. Take your hands underneath your thighs, hinge back, scoop in those lower abs, and then lift your legs up so that they're parallel to the floor. Inhale a breath, and then release the legs and stretch the arms towards the toes. We're gonna hold here for 8 breaths. Bring the legs back to starting position, rest down in between, and then do 2 more sets. Plank is one of those ultimate abdominal moves, and it can be done anytime, anywhere. Come on to hands and knees. Make sure your hands are directly underneath your shoulders, and then extend one leg back at a time until you form one straight line of energy from heels to head. You want to imagine that you're wearing a corset, tighten a little seatbelt around your waist, hollow out the lower abs, pull the shoulders down away from the ears, and hold here and breathe 1 to 2 minutes if you can. You can drop back to your knees in between, and then try 3 to 4 more sets. You might not think of a squat as an ab workout, but when you're squatting, you're working your core the entire time. Step with your feet hip width apart. Make sure your feet are directly forward. Cross your hands over your chest. Pull your lower abdominals in and up. Really keep that belly button tight to the spine. Squat down as deep as you can. Buttocks back over the heels. Scoop in your abs, press through the heels, and come back up to stand. Try 5 sets of 5 reps. It's awesome to work our abs in a prone position where we're lying down on our stomach, because it also really gets into our back and the entire core region. Come flat onto your mat. I want you to stretch your arms overhead, point your toes back. Inhale, lift up, get as high as you can, lift your chest, stretch your arms behind you, hold for a count, and then go back down to starting position. Try for 6 to 8 reps of those 3 to 4 times a week. Here's a fun and focused way to whittle the waist. Lie down on your back, hollow out the lower abdominals, press your hands alongside your waist, fingertips walking forward, float your legs up into tabletop position. Inhale a breath, scoop out the lower abs, and then start to drop your knees slowly on an exhale to one side. Don't let your shoulders lift. Come back to center, inhale, and exhale in the opposite direction. Center, drop, center, and drop. And go for 5 to 8 reps. Planks are an awesome way to tone the entire abdominal region, and adding a stability ball makes it even that much more challenging, especially for those lower abs. So start on your shins. So they're right on top of the ball, and then you're gonna walk yourself out until you form one straight line of energy from the top of the head all the way out to your toes. So the tendency here is to let the midsection sink. You really have to scoop those abs in and up, lengthen through the sides of the waist, draw the shoulders down the back, and hold here for 30 seconds. Stability balls always challenge our abs more. Here's a fun move you can do to sculpt your abs and boost your energy. Start seated with your feet together, hop your feet open, hop them together, hop them open, jump up and reach with the opposite arm. Make sure you keep that ball steady with the hand behind you. Sit back down, hop the feet together and do it again. Out, in, out. This time, opposite arm is gonna reach overhead. Back down, in, out, up, in, out, up. Excellent, go for 4 reps on each side. Make sure each side together is combined as 1 rep, and have fun. Here's a great standing move you can do to sculpt your abs. So step with your feet hip width apart, grab a stability ball, lift it up overhead, keep your shoulders down your back, elbows slightly bent. You're gonna scoop those abs in and up, and as you lift your knee, hinge to the side to really crunch the waist. Come back to center and then go to the other side. Excellent, and try that again. Make sure you do each side, count that as 1 rep, go for 10 reps, and then you can finish with bouncing the ball for a minute. Who knew that a hula hoop could tone our abs so well? Hula hoop is a lot like a jump rope. You're gonna start out with 30 seconds and build up to a minute or as long as you possibly can. But don't get frustrated in the beginning if you can't get the movement right, because just practicing is gonna work those abs. So stand with your feet a little wider than hip width apart, get those abdominals in and up. Here's an awesome ab move that also tones the inner thighs. Lie down on your back, take your hands behind your head and lift your shoulders off the floor just so they're hovering. Extend your left leg straight up to the ceiling. Now lift your right leg off the floor and let it hover without moving anything. Keep those abs super tight. Make 4 circles with the left leg in one direction. Stop and reverse 4 in the opposite direction. Lower down, relax for a second, and then come up and switch to the other side and go for 3 reps total. Here's a challenging abdominal move that's also great for the arms and the entire body. We're going into a side plank, so I want your forearm directly underneath your shoulder, hand facing forward. Hollow out your lower abdominals. Use those obliques to lift yourself up. Then stretch the top arm to the ceiling. Even here is challenging enough. Look up to your top hand. Now we're gonna hollow out the lower abs, scoop and twist to look under the shoulder, and then come back up, look to the top hand. Try and keep your hips still and really turn from the waist. Go for 4 reps on that side and then switch and do the other. I love this abdominal move to really stretch out the abs while strengthening them. Lie down on your back, extend both legs straight, and then hug your right knee into your chest. Give it a nice squeeze. Now slowly drop your knee over to the left as you reach your right arm to the right. Hold for 30 seconds, come back to center, and repeat on the opposite side. For more ab sculpting moves, check out health.com.